That's what your card says. Sometimes you have to run as fast as you
Hey guys, take your seats, please.
Yeah, I will be. They're going to have to call roll call. I'm sorry. That's what's going on.
No, that's fine.
But he can announce that. Did you say? Just that was a roll call 5, the election. Make sure that we-
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I guess we'll assume this meeting here. It looks like there's a president. It's me to come up here and finish it up because she's officially not president yet. But anyway, the way the votes come out, it looks like we have Miss Pat and Sue and Barbara Brown to fill the vacancies on the board. Now, the board, the deal is left up to you guys now. Who's got the questions?
No, they have to verify if we have a quorum. They're going to have to do a roll call to make sure they're here.
Well, but he can go ahead and announce it in the office.
Well, he didn't, okay.
Huh?
He didn't announce it.
I know, he can.
Okay.
Would you
can
get a
announce
different
the
mic?
Okay, who are the officers?
Thank you.
Okay,
Use Ruby's mic or somebody.
President, Vice President, Secretary be Jeanette, Treasurer be Ruby. So, let's save a lot.
You're the end of my dog.
Okay, did everybody hear that?
No.
Okay, your new president will be Pat Hudson. The vice president will be, the secretary will be Jeanette Regal. Treasurer will be Ruby. What's your last name, Ruby?
Tebow.
Tebow. Ruby Tebow. Okay, we got that out of the way now. Then we're ready for questions, I guess.
We've
No?
got to ascertain we have a quorum. The only way we need for them to call, roll call, to see if they're still present.
Pat, you can.
Well, nobody's called for a quorum yet. So we can't count a quorum until we get one called for. Now, did anybody call in for a quorum?
I do. I'll call for a quorum.
I thought we were having that count at the start of the meeting. Was there a quorum at the start of the meeting?
Yes, there
Yes.
was.
Absentee
Yes, there
ballots
was.
count at the start of the meeting. If we're going
The
to
quorum was
conduct
established at this meeting.
any other business, we have to have a quorum for this portion. So we have to ascertain we have a quorum. Okay. Now,
Now, a quorum, it'll take 215 people to be a quorum, lots. So, do we have a quorum? This won't be a quorum, y'all count.
Kathy.
Even if everyone that was here at the start of the meeting was still here, the number of lots represented does not come to a quorum. It's 206. It takes 215 for a quorum.
That's correct. So, there's no quorum, folks.
Wait a minute. Doesn't Mr. Rex Jackson hold like 200 or 300?
Mr. Rex Jackson did not vote his quorum.
See what?
He's here.
Even
But
when
he's
Mr.
here.
Jackson's votes counted, there's not
enough.
He does not have 215 votes.
Why don't you just answer the question, whether there's a quorum or not?
They just did. They said, no, there's not a quorum.
I know, but what did you just stand up and answer the question?
I don't think it is.
Let's do a town You can't vote, but answer all their questions.
I don't have a problem, we've got people signed up to speak, so we'll let them speak.
in a nice friendly way.
Yes, please.
I said we have some people signed up to speak, we will let them speak, okay?
We don't know what you're saying, we can't hear you.
I'm sorry.
Anybody who wants to speak is gonna get to speak.
They use the mics instead of whispering between themselves, the rest of us can hear.
Okay, what we want to do is let everybody have their say. So if somebody wants to speak, come up here, use a microphone, address the audience, and let's get this aired out.
And we have them signed
And,
up to
and,
speak.
and let's try to speak one at a time and keep it. You can't hear me?
No, get a mic.
All right, we're gonna allow everybody that signed up to speak, come up here, use the microphone, address the membership, okay? Let's try to keep it civilized.
The
and-
first one will be
Make-
Janet Escabedo.
So Janet, come on up and tell us everything.
5 minutes.
It's on your mind.
5 minutes.
No, there's no, I mean, as long as it doesn't get excessive. Where in the bylaws does it say 5 minutes?
We don't have to have bylaws
Let's
that
go.
tells how long you get to talk.
That's right.
We have to set it to form. We
Let's-
can't be here all day, is what you're saying. Okay.
Robert Williamson, such a big mouth, you don't need a mic for me.
Yes.
But I'm totally against the, file-year contract that they're trying to push through for Jackie because in the event she was terminated for any reason, the harbor would owe her $205,000. That's the way it reads. I have a copy of it, you can read it. Other than ran what we thought was a honest race and we lost, so you have the board you have again. And I'm content with that. But I would certainly like to see how many of you want to see this employment contract verified and upheld, because it gives her 3 weeks paid vacation, 60 days sick leave paid, and a confidentiality.
Confidentiality.
Yes,
There's
thank
no
you.
You're welcome. If they're speaking.
Clause in there where she can't be held liable for anything that she knows. So I've had my say. I thank you. Those of you that voted for us, I appreciate it. And we did want to make some changes for the betterment of the harbor. And I'm sorry. Thank you.
I'm asking for a rebuttal.
Well, you're not on here, so I think we need to go through who signed up to speak first and then any comments later. So we're gonna move right along. Dan Escabedo.
I'm gonna pass for right now.
Okay, thanks, Dan. Paula Beasley.
I'm going to pass.
Thanks, Paula. Josh Barnes.
Yeah, for all those who voted for the three of us, thank you very much. And I guess for the administration committee, I will say that, well, I guess it's a question, is how much is the administration committee allowed to commit to Harbor? I guess like monthly, because you said that you signed it. But the bylaws say that the board of directors may authorize a agent or officer of the board to enter into a contract. So, given that the board of directors reviewed all this, and by a show of hands, I guess it's the old board members, how many of the board members just passed, how many have actually seen or were able to review this contract before it was enforced? By a show of hands, how many were able to see it? So there's two?
No.
Well, Pat,
4.
yeah, 3. So 3 of the 9.
4 of the 9.
4 of the 9?
Yeah.
Who?
And
I thought you raised your hand.
No, she didn't.
Oh, it says Janet and Hank and Pat, sorry.
3 of them.
So Jeanette, Hank, and Pat signed into basically a $205,000 contract.
Well, you're gonna owe her that if she's here 5 years anyway, so don't make a big deal of that. If she stays in
There
our.
is no performance clause. She doesn't even need to show up to work. and we have
All
to pay
that
her.
is not so. She can't be fired for any reason other than
Other than
Embezzlement.
embezzlement. Right,
Conviction.
exactly.
Yeah.
there's a
Or
word there.
Conviction of embezzlement, yes. So if she's being investigated
Of being
for embezzlement, we would still need to have to
Being
pay her.
accused of it and legally being on trial are two different things.
That's right.
So I have said that if you think there's wrongdoing, get the legal people involved at your expense.
And if she doesn't show up to work, what is the recourse that the harbor has?
She has 3 weeks
I
vacation.
understand, but just, let's just assume she doesn't
We're
show up
not
to
gonna
work.
assume what's not gonna happen.
Okay. As long as you're going to back that up.
15 years
How long
Jackie
has
has
she
been
been
here. 15 years.
You're-
I said, why don't you shut up?
I wasn't talking to you.
You are very cross. Before we move
You're
on,
not entitled to speak.
before we move on, I would just like to point out that 3 of the 6 board members entered into a contract of $205,000. That is not legal per the bylaws, per the state law. I mean, just start ringing it off. That was not a good move. Thank you.
That's your opinion.
That is the opinion of the bylaws of Indian Harbor. You should read them. You've been here long enough. You should know them by heart.
You're not on this list.
Sign up to
Sign in to speak. I'm not in on it.
Okay,
Sign up on the list?
Pat,
I forgot to sign up on the list.
Pat,
I didn't know that.
I had 5 minutes, I passed to
I just wanted to know
him,
what
so
the
he
difference
can have 5 minutes.
We don't have a
When
problem.
Josh made a presidential decision and Pat made a presidential decision. He made a presidential decision and got thrown off the board and sued. She made a presidential decision and the whole board is so tickled to death. Thank you.
Josh did not get sued.
Josh sued me for $2,000.
No, he
Josh cost us $2,700, she's cost us $200,000. What's the difference?
Thank you for your input. Phyllis,
A 5%. I'm not on the list.
You have to go sign in.
I'm gonna let Phyllis,
Phyllis is next.
if you can get on the list, I have it up here.
Janet, give her your 5 minutes.
Many of you may have seen the questions that I had put forward based on the accounting information that was published on the website. Late yesterday, Jackie did give me some corrected financial statements. However, my question is, according to the contract that you've entered into, Jackie has the experience, the expertise, and the knowledge to do the work that needs to be done. My question is, we are paying for software every month. Why are we not using it to record the income of the harbor so that we can get financial statements issued the first time that are correct?
Here. I'm gonna have to wait to get no answer.
Is anybody gonna answer? Is there an answer?
For one thing,
We can't hear you.
the accounting software that you say we have,
Use the mic, please.
I can't, well, listen, I can, I'm sorry. Okay. The accounting software with Sage that we supposedly have has not been hooked in to the regular stuff that comes off of there. Now, why, I don't know, when all the Sage was upgraded last year, not this previous year, the year before. And I don't know why, when y'all upgraded to Sage software, that module wasn't updated and Jackie trained on it. I mean, that's what you do, right, when you bring in new,
Hold the mic to your mouth, please.
when you hold, I'm sorry, whenever you update software, that's generally what you do, you train the personnel to use it.
So you are going to train the personnel to use it now?
No, I'm not.
Which we tried to encourage. What happened was when the computer system crashed, we had to upgrade it because there had been new releases in the interim. The only thing that happened was that the old records were transferred to the new system. We encouraged Jackie to use all of the modules that we were paying for, and Jackie declined that offer.
Thank you very much.
Didn't Josh, at one meeting we had with Josh, said that wouldn't work anyway?
No,
That
that's not the
$2,700 he
software.
put in, he said it wouldn't work anyway. And you said that right here at the meeting one night, that you spent the money, but it wouldn't work.
What would not work was the change in the assigning of account numbers. Because the information that Jackie had given us relative to how those were set up was inaccurate and incomplete. The work that the guy did wouldn't work. It was doomed to fail from day one. Unfortunately, neither Josh nor I knew that. That has nothing to do with using the system to record revenue for the harbor. That's a completely separate issue. And we should be using the software. And if Jackie doesn't understand it, can't set it up, then get software that she can use.
She had no problem with what we got.
Well, she's not using it.
You know, she's passed, there's been 16 accountants that's done work for her, and she has no problem with it yet. Now, you come along last year and said everything is wrong. Now, I asked accountants, and I'm not an accountant, but I did ask three different accountants, how do you keep books? And they said, which way do you want to keep them? Now, she's keeping books maybe a way that you're not used to, but that don't mean that they're wrong.
Yeah,
That doesn't mean that
Well, according to state law, nonprofit corporations are supposed to keep their books under generally accepted accounting principles. Cash basis for an organization this size is not generally accepted accounting principles. Certainly, you can keep your books that way, but they're subject to all the errors that y'all saw this year. And apparently, you know, neither the treasurer nor anybody else on the board or Jackie did any kind of quality control to know that the numbers were wrong until I put them out there and asked the questions. And even then, it took over a month to get answers. So if we were using appropriate accounting software, it wouldn't be an issue. The reports would just print. We're not using it, although we're paying for it. So Jackie should be able to implement the other modules that are included in what we're paying for so that we don't have an issue of needing to get corrected financial statements at the end of a fiscal year. The review that was done was not an audit. There has never been an audit on Indian Harbor's books.
All right, say so, somebody.
There has been a review of cash transactions. And that's all there is. And that's all they can give you because the books won't support an audit.
Let me ask you this. Last year you kept the books. Okay, you done your thing good. You wound up with $229,000 at the end of the year. This year we closed out at $275,000. Okay, we collected $126,000 last year. Now, where are we going so wrong? If we got $100 and something thousand more than you had, and there's been,
We're not talking about adding and subtracting in a checkbook tank. We're talking about giving a report to the members to say, where did the money come from and where did the money go?
Transparency.
And, you know, even some of the answers that I got to my other questions were, who was the check payable to? Well, many of those were to Pat Hudson or Barbara Randolph. That still doesn't tell me what did they spend the money on. I feel sure that it was some expense on behalf of the harbor. But there is no explanation to know what the money was used for.
Did we have all that money?
Candy, all the cookies.
Attorney fees.
Like small improvements for the harbor. There was one to Pat for $751.
That was to the marina for a deep fat fryer.
Okay, so why is that explanation not readily available?
I figure it is if you ask the right question.
I asked the question and all I got was who the check was payable to. So you have to dig dig and ask and ask. They are not transparent in the information that they provide to the members. That's all we're asking for.
All right.
All I'm saying, members, all I'm saying, if you want your correct information, come to the office, get up there and get the information from the people that knows what to do. And quit getting it off of this damn social media. That's the biggest gossip thing that I ever seen in my life.
Well, you had one outside the gate years ago.
Yeah, and that's like when you go to breakfast at Bam's and have your meetings too.
You had a sign outside the gate doing the same thing, Hank, years ago.
Doing what?
Website that he had outside the gate. Everybody drove to it, you saw it, that's been several years ago.
That was social media, that was my personal.
Well, the next door sign is meant to share information among the membership, and I will continue to use it, particularly when I had sent the questions to the entire board, and not one board member responded to my question.
That's correct.
That's not gossip.
And Phyllis, you've been up there at least 2 times a week the whole year wanting information.
We don't, yeah.
Some of them are not.
Send us an email.
They don't care to be on.
Send us an email.
But, no, I sent you an email, so, and I put a copy of my email on next door, so that everybody would know. I asked them first.
I want to say something.
No, we are not. She is speaking to go to the office.
Thanks, Al.
That's true.
Go to the office and get what? The office is the one that posted the incorrect information. So why would I go there?
If it wasn't for social media, we wouldn't even know there was a contract.
That's wonderful.
There's a word, let me say something right quick. I'll kick me off, whatever you want to do.
Okay.
I want to just say, we talk about transparency. We talk about doing things right. We talk about working together. We talk about doing all these things, and all I'm hearing right now is we're not going to do that. We're not going to try to correct the problems that we have in this. Well, I don't hear that. I don't hear that.
We're
What
not
we
all
need to
talking
do
is one.
is get the accounting systems corrected. We need to get the software, the proper software. We
And
need
that
to
is
use
a
it
board
properly.
decision. It doesn't these.
We need to do all these things, and yet what we're doing right now is that's exactly what Phyllis is talking about doing. That's exactly what Josh talked about doing. And the prior board, which I served on, was talking about doing that. It was a brand new board, and it was headed in the right direction. We got now a lot of people, and they've worked hard, and they're well experienced. Thank you very much, Hank, and everyone that has the experience. But that board was headed in that direction. This board needs to go, yes, they were.
I was on that.
Absolutely were, absolutely. I was on the board, and I know. You were there physically. Okay? You were there physically. I know, I have questions about that. But I'll just say this, the support that you're asking for, that this board's asking for, I think everybody's willing to give if it's in the right direction. And that's what we need, is to work together. But to be putting people down and to be talking about telling people to shut up in a meeting like this, I mean, I'm just glad to see this many people here. I mean, I'm thanking everybody that's here for coming and showing that much interest. Beats all I ever saw. Beats all I ever saw. That we're arguing about software and a system that would put us where we need to be. And there are many other things too. In ACC, we have issues. We need to be working together to straighten those out.
Tin roofs, metal roofs.
So if you've been paying attention, there's tin roofs and metal roofs here for years, okay? And you need to know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Okay?
We need
Winking
to
in
know.
my face, winking in my face.
We need
30, Janet,
We need
30.
somebody named Stella.
Thank you.
Thank you, Larry.
Stella Steagall. I'm new here. Boy, did I get into a goat roping contest. But anyway, I am new here now. And my question was the same question that's been asked over and over again. I want to know why discretionary funds and some of the others are not transparent. I want transparency. For the dollar I put in, I want to know where it goes. I'm not asking for a lot. Any company that anybody's ever been in, if you go into the accounting department, they can tell you where every dime went, even for toilet paper, cookies, candy, gum. It doesn't matter what they're spending it for. It should be open to us. It's our money. It's not their money, it's our money. Thank you.
Okay, the next speaker is Paula Mitchell.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait.
Okay. Connie Monts.
Okay, I do not know any of y'all. We've only moved here 3 or 4 months ago. We really wanted to get involved. So we thought, well, let's go to this meeting. I'm telling y'all,
Welcome to the harbor.
this is the biggest drama I've ever seen, but anyway. You know, somebody made a comment, younger people need to get involved. And this is what we come to. Why can't everybody work together? And I'm gonna say something to all y'all. Like I said, I know none of y'all. But y'all need to realize that you are part of us.
Yes.
Y'all sit up here like you own everybody, own the harbor.
Absolutely.
And that doesn't give me the feeling to say, hey, I want to get involved. But then there's the same thing happening out here too. You know, they are the board, love it or, like it or not. Everybody needs to work together. Because if not, I can see this place going.
That's what
I agree. Frank Williamson.
My name is Frank Williamson. I bought my house in Indian Harbor 14 years ago next month, and I do know these people. And I'm going to tell you something about Jackie. If you've ever got a problem and you go to Jackie, you get an answer if you treat her right. She's been here doing the work of 3 people sometimes and 2 people most of the time. And if you want to run her off, it's going to cost you twice as much to replace her. And that's just pure common sense. I've run businesses for 52 years, and I can tell you that I know how that lady works, and I know that that lady has been courteous to me every time I've asked her a question, every time I've gone into that office, every time I've called her on the phone. So I suggest that the problem is not just one way. If she were working in one of my businesses and it took $100,000 a year to keep her, I would have kept her. I wouldn't run her off and bring somebody else in here. And if you think she's embezzling, go to the office and ask to see the receipts. Is there a receipt in that office for that deep fryer that you bought?
Yes.
The check's made to you, but the receipt is there to back it up.
Yes.
Is there a receipt in that office for everything, every check that's written above, say, $50?
Yes, sir.
And all we have to do is pull that receipt to verify that that check was valid?
Yes, sir.
Then what the hell are we fighting about?
Exactly.
You're fighting because you want to put in some software system?
I want them to use what they have, so that it would be accurate.
Why is it necessary for them to do your bidding? There are a lot of us that live here in Indian Harbor besides you.
It was big long before I got here.
Why am I getting mad? Because I don't like this stuff. I've been coming to these meetings for years and years. We've had some really bad boards up here, let me tell you. I saw a guy build a shack as big as a house where his permit said that he had a permit for a little tool shed, 10 by 16. And when they were written up by the Architectural Committee, which incidentally was run by Jeanette at that time, she did a really good job with running her committee and enforcing the rules of this place, where we were getting it to start to look like a pretty good place around here, without a bunch of shacks and that sort of stuff, for tool sheds I'm talking about. And this guy was the president, and he gets up here in the first meeting I came to. He said, I would like to excuse myself because I have a citation from the Architectural Committee for having done wrong. I've got a much bigger shed than I was supposed to put out there, and I didn't put it in the place I was supposed to put and so forth. And I have appealed this, and I would like the board to hear my appeal. So he went outside, and the board said, give us a minute to discuss this. They came up and said, it's okay, do away with that citation. Another board member got up and he'd built a roof on the back of his house like an overhang for his deck. He'd built it out of sheet iron. And that was not what his permit said he was supposed to do. So he gets up and says, I need to excuse myself. I need for you guys to hear my argument. And they hear it and they said, dismiss the citation. Well, both of them broke all the rules, and they're supposed to be the people running this place. And we've had this crap go on with this sort of thing forever. But we've never had anybody, to my knowledge, accuse Jackie of dishonesty. And I don't think she's dishonest. And I know damn well Hank Pan has collected $200,000 that for years and years and years we were trying to get these boards to do something about all these delinquencies.
And they've done that.
And nobody did
They've
it.
done that.
But these people did.
They've done that.
And that's money in our bank that we wouldn't have had if these people didn't spend their hours and work at it to try to get things better around here. And I guarantee you we're not going to get anything better around here by what you people are talking about today. I'm through.
How nice he is to work with. He's turned me in about 5 or 6 times, feeds the geese, preps all over my dock. I can't sell my house.
Why did I turn you in?
You're not on the list.
You're turning in a storage building, and you've got to know why.
I had not filed a complaint.
Karen Bishop. Out of order.
No, this man is not one to work with anybody. Let me tell you, don't listen to him.
In case you don't know, I hate her.
Yeah, you're right. And he goes
Out of order.
Such a big Christian argument. Joe, I didn't say I hated him.
Can I talk?
He hates me.
Can I talk? Okay, I'm here to, I'm one of the people that would like to defend Jackie. If I look at this, you know, you say she's gonna get $205,000. That's a lot of money until you say divide it by 5. She makes $41,000 a year. She spent plus overtime, and plus 3 weeks vacation, I guess. But she has been here 10 years. She keeps 10, 14, 15 years. And I have to tell you that she's also my friend. And I think that she's an honest person, and I'm not sure I would do this job for $41,000, would you?
I'm gonna let the lady, she hasn't spoken.
Okay, the one thing I want to say.
No, it wasn't you.
You gotta come up here. Give it them good.
Okay. The one thing. Oh, God, my mouth's big enough. And the one thing I wanted to say, we were not, at least I wasn't, saying that Jackie doesn't do a good job. Jackie does do a good job. I think everyone's point was the contract, without everybody knowing about this. It was the not knowing. That's all I want
Thank you.
to say. Okay.
Larry.
I want to expound on that. That's Mr. Williamson. With all
Mike,
respect.
Mike.
With all respect.
Mike.
Mike, Larry.
Larry, Mike.
Nobody's accusing Jackie of being dishonest.
No.
But I know of. Nobody's accusing her of not doing a good job. She works hard. And one of the first things that I noticed, and everybody noticed as soon as they come into Indian Harbor, is how much she has to do, how much responsibility she has. The point that we're making here is not whether or not she's honest. That's not the question. The question is, why do we have a contract that gets approved and those amounts without it being reviewed by the board? That's the procedure. Yeah, that's what's wrong. That's what we're talking about. Everybody here, probably everybody would say, would agree that Jackie does an excellent job. And I've been up there many times like everybody else has, her answering phones and doing all the things, multitasking. You can't deny that. The question is not about Jackie. The question is about this board not following the procedure properly. That's the problem. And it happens all too often. There's too many questions, there's not transparency. All that would have to happen, Pat, is that we had reviewed that, and everybody would have said, okay, we will go along with that, and had a debate, but we didn't. And so that's the grievance. I totally understand that. Totally understand. I look at around here right now, had some of the people in the audience right now, Josh, for example, I'm not picking on you, Josh, had he done that, and he did something similar. And he is off the board now. I don't care, he didn't sue anybody, but he's not on the board. He did something similar to that. Didn't get approval. So it was the wrong thing to do. It's the wrong thing to do. That's the point. It's not that we missed, that there's any problem with Jackie. So
He should be removed from the board.
Right.
Pardon me?
Yes.
We spent board money. There was many money spent on giving Jackie a contract. You guys have been in there threatening fire as soon as you take over the board, and I was the one that come up with the contract. And now, if you want to blame somebody, blame me.
But still, that's not the point, Hank. The point is,
that the president has the authority to
no.
take care of her work. If you get a good employee, then you take care of your good employee.
I want to know, does anybody disagree? Who disagrees with that? I want to know, do you disagree? Do you disagree, Sue? Do you disagree that we shouldn't have had approval by the board? It should have been reviewed by the board before the contract was done. Not, disagree or not? Not question it.
I don't disagree.
It should have been done. It should have been done. And the fact that somebody brought it up on social media, that's an awesome thing that we found out, because you know what? That's public information down at the courthouse. You can go online and get it, that information at the courthouse. It should be that transparent.
Well, it is.
It was right there, all you do is go look at it.
That's all it is.
Why didn't the board say something about it?
Mr. Mike Andrews might have a chance to speak a little bit.
I'm not going to give you an opinion.
Microphone.
I'm just going to read something.
Hello.
All right, this is Article 10, Contracts, Checks, Deposits, Funds. Section 1 is contracts. I'm going to read it, and then I'm going to ask you to tell me what you think it says. The board of directors may authorize any officer, agent, or agents of the corporation, in addition to the officers so authorized by these bylaws, to enter into any contract or execute or deliver any instrument in the name of and on behalf of the corporation, and such authority may be general or confined to specific instances. No director, officer, member, employee, or agent of the corporation is authorized to execute contracts or commit any expenditures of funds without such authorization. That's your bylaw. That's your bylaw. You tell me what it says.
Well, first place, there wasn't no money expended.
It's a contract.
Money is not in this. It says execute a contract. All right? I'm just trying to clear the air here. You tell me what it means. I can read. You tell me what it means, Hank. What does it mean?
It means that the president has the opportunity, if she wants to take care of her employees, she has the.
It doesn't say that at all. That's wrong, Hank. It says that the board, let me say, the board has the authority to execute this contract. The board has the authority. If the board decides, no, it doesn't have to be 9, it has to be a majority. If the board decides to do this, they have the authority. The board didn't decide to do it. That's my only contention. I have nothing against Jackie, I have nothing against Hank Payne or Jeanette or Pat, but it was not done, well, that's my opinion if I say it's not done properly, but is there anybody in here that can provide me a valid description and argument why that doesn't say what I think it says? If you have If you have an argument, please step up here and explain it. Please step up here and explain it to me. I just want to hear it. I want to know.
The only thing I would say is that if you have 9 people sitting on the board and 5 of them decide to enter into a contract and they give their okay with it, then a board member can go ahead. Like I said, if for instance, if Pat talked to 4 other board members and they all said, yes, let's do that, then Pat as the president has authority to execute that because she's been given that right. I'm not saying that it did or didn't.
Why can't it happen now?
Yeah.
Why didn't
it happen before?
Well, it's right, it is after the fact. And I haven't heard whether she did talk to the other people or not. This is something
They just did a raise of hands.
They took a vote a while ago and they said 3. They said 3.
You don't have a quorum. Everybody's talking. Let me say this. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Denise Miller is on the list.
I'm hungry. Let's go have breakfast.
Okay, my name's Denise Miller. Hello? Hello? Okay. My name's Denise Miller, and I have every respect for Jackie. She has always treated me well in the office, and I have no issue with her at all. The contract is what I had an issue with, not just the way it was passed, and what Rex Jackson said about if Pat talked to 4 people or 5 people. No. In the bylaws, it means that the board of directors has to be notified, all of them, and then they have to give the authority to be signed. Not 4 people, not 3 people. Even if 5 people can vote and the other 4 people wouldn't make a difference in the vote, they still are part of the board and they have to be notified and it has to be discussed. The other part that I have an issue with is that the contract has no performance clause in it. And that's not something I don't think any of us really in this room have ever had. It was not a good contract. And I think to protect Jackie, she should have a good contract. And I don't think anybody would have a problem with it. But just calling this board, now that they have 9 people, and blanket voting on that contract and having that board approve that very contract, I think would be a mistake.
Thank you.
I'd just like to make a motion that before next meeting, we try and get some new microphones. Spend some of that money for some microphones or get those fixed.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I hear a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
You can't.
I make a motion we adjourn.
I second. Thank you. Thanks for everybody.